Jinwoo's gonna save her, right? Yep, since he promised he was gonna keep her safe. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Solo Leveling Season 2, Episodes 8? 8? Yes, 8. Looking up was tiring me out. Okay, who's looking up? Jinwoo? Last episode, he got revealed as the number 10 S rank hunter. He got Jinho to basically abandon his plan of being the guild master and then follow him on his join up with him, while he goes on his journey, and then he goes back into the dungeon to try to collect everything that he needs to make the elixir for his mom. And while he's in there, he encounters these magical beast monsters that are sort of like intelligent, and they were going after his weaker monsters, defeating them and all of that. And he was asking them, "Are you afraid?" So that's why the episode ended. They also showed us that Jinho's father is now sick with the eternal sleep sickness that Jinwoo's mom also has. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/ifeelmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Hmm? Is it a hunter? What did I think it was a hunter? What are you? I don't know why I'm surprised, man, about these things. When I've already seen monsters speaking and having, I don't know, whatever. That you will speak you out. I think it's because all the monsters that we've seen or magical beasts that we've seen so far have been evil, So for this one to just be like, I give a please spare my life. It's like a new dimensions to them, you know. Daddy, when are you gonna come back in? Oh, so that's the girl that wanted like, no, spare me. Oh, also, Jinwoo left some of his shadow army people behind in the city to keep an eye on his sister and on the city as well. And then there's a flying ant that also showed up.
俺たちを攻撃しておいて命乞いか。ナイトの役目は主君を守ることなので、私さえ無事ならみんな喜ぶと思います。まあいい。
Really? Really?
何の真似だ。命を助けていただきましたら何だって差し上げます。だからどうか。
Dusk use Song of Protection? What the heck?
許可証入手できるか。許可証ならうちの一族で保管してますよ。私とうちの一族の安全を保証してくださいましたら案内します。お前たちが隠し持っていたのか。お前を信用していいのだろうか。
You better not be lying.
私嘘つきません。
Wait. His eyes. Is it just like scary and he's like, I can't lie to this dude? Or is it like a hypnosis kind of thing? I don't know. Chimera Ants. The Chimera Ants arc of Hunter x Hunter. This just reminds me of that. Esil?
そういうことじゃなくてだな。お前たちの頭の中でも絶えず人間を殺せって声が聞こえるのか。いえ、でも別の命令なら聞こえます。
What does he say?
今いる場所を守れ。ここに来た時から。その前はどこにいた？魔界です。見ては何をしたいだ。
Glitching.
戦争。誰だ？ 悪魔たちを全員集めないといけないくらい強い敵と。許可された情報量をオーバーしたため会話を遮断します。許可された情報量をオーバーしたため会話を。
What the heck?
民間人の被害者は294名。投入されたハンターの数は108名。うち戦死者は E 級4名、C 級1名、B 級1名。
たった一匹でこの被害か。急ぎ日本に協力要請を。また近隣諸国にも警戒レベルを引き上げるよう通達。ハンター協会会長権限をもって第4次ジェジュ島レイド計画を発動する。
Fourth raid?
一体何を連れてきたのだ、エシル。お前には見えないのか、その男の闇に潜む無数の。
お父様、待ってください。
俺はこいつと約束した。侵入許可証さえもらえれば危害は加えないと。確かに受け取った。
ならば要件は済んだはずだ。
この子を借りていく。会の許可証のありかを知っていると言っていたから。
娘の身の安全は
保証する。
承知した。
というわけだ。頼むぞ、エシル。
Chino, you are too handsome. Conquering all the girls.
イグリッドもタンクもレベルが上がって昇級した。ランク的には S 級と A 級ぐらい。戦力も忠実していた。
ナイス。
10階から上は広域族が管理しています。これまでとは比べ物にならないほど強いんです。
俺がお前たちより弱かったら話し合いに応じたか。
Nope.
ジヌ様はどうしてうちの一族を生かしておいてくださったんですか？
お前のことが気に入ったから。
Oh, you just killed her.
俺はネジが一本抜けてるようなタイプとうまくやれるのか。
Who have a screw loose? What with people who have a screw loose?
私、そんなに役に立てませんか？
そんなんじゃないよ。大変だろうと思って。
見てみたいんです。ジヌ様が何を成し遂げるのか。
分かった。なら行くぞ。
95th?
必ず命の浸水の素材を手に入れる。そのために。
Is he gonna be able to finish everything before going back and facing this schedule thing?
今回は隣国との共同作戦が正式に決定したとのことです。
日本ですか？
はい。
Are they not in Japan?
の決定でしょ
What city? What country are they part of?
う。奴らを滅ぼせる。
Oh, it must be Korea. Duh.
でも超大型ギルドのハンターがこちらへ来るそうです。
ついに最上階だ。
でも
Okay.
誰もいませんね。
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
あれが悪魔たちの君主バラン。
The Demon Monarch.
とてつもない
And he's the Shadow Monarch.
勝てさて問われると厄介だな。ヒール
Hi, Baran.
悪魔族以外もいるのか。
Well, you better bring out your Shadow Army, because clearly you're gonna need them.
分かってる。出てこい。
Charlie! Charlie!
ここの支配者、ジヌ様は侵略者でしかない。排除すべき対象。私はどっちにつけばいいの？
You're clearly gonna side with Jinwoo. Jinwoo's gonna save her, right? Yep, since he promised he was gonna keep her safe.
そうなる前に。 秘密が見破られた。
That makes sense. He can't be that easy to defeat. Get out of the way. Okay. Can you arise, the wyvern?
通りてきたか。ずっと見上げてると首が痛いから。
Title of the episode.
こちらはギルドマスターの後藤隆二。
Hold
彼の代わりに通訳の私がお話しいたします。
応用する日本の超大型ギルド。その規模はアジアナンバー2とも言われている。
の解剖結果からさまざまなことが分かりました。その中で今回の作戦に関する重要な負荷直後から急速に成長しますが、その寿命は1年程度。
Okay.
つまり女王アリさえ倒せば残党は1年後に自然消
Can you kill her before she births, Meruem?
アリがより強力な敵、強い魔力の方へと引き寄せられることが判明しました。
我が罰金ギルドからは11人の S 級ハンターのうち、私を含めた10人を参加させます。引き寄せます。その隙にそちらの部隊で女王アリを倒してください。
しかし、それでは数千匹というアリを。
They're probably strong enough to take it. Aww.
急所敵が防がれた。
Okay. We're blasting them away. We're blasting off again. So now is it gonna be a one-on-one? Are you gonna be able to replenish your mana? With that little pause in between, could you have like taken a potion and replenish your mana? But then again, it seemed like it's just them two. The Shadow Monarch versus the Demon Monarch, right? How you gonna go?
重点的に上げた筋力と支配者の手があれば。
Shot his head clean off. Oh my goodness. Okay, are we done? Now what about the elixir? Or does he need to do anything else?
エシル、帰って親父さんに報告しろ。これからはラディース家が序列1位だと。
ラディースじゃなくてラディールです。
Okay. Well, it's cleared the dungeon, right? I mean, I don't think there's anything else for him to do. He needed to read the 104, and he needed to face the final boss. And the final boss is Baran, the Demon Monarch, and he was able to defeat him and got his soul. So he should be okay, right? Now, how is the building of the elixir gonna happen? I don't know. I guess we'll see that next episode. When the last episode ended with him facing the Esil and be like a monster's afraid or something, a magic beast afraid, and then she cowered, and then this episode is like her and him were facing each other. It's not like he was using a lot of strength, but it's like there came a point where she's like, please don't kill me. And like I said, I was a little bit shocked But then, like, I shouldn't be shocked. I mean, she's the first magic beast that actually is pleading for their lives, when every other magic beast is always like kill humans. So I guess that's what shocked me. And at first, she sort of like got well, Jinwoo was like, okay, I'm not gonna kill you, and he turned around, and she's like, okay, this is my opportunity, but that it didn't turn out her way. And then when Jinwoo was sort of like about to kill her again, or something or other like that, she's like, please don't kill me. I know where all the things are that you need to go through all the levels. It's my family. My family has been hiding it. It's in my family's possession. I know where every other key or whatever that he needs to go to the next level is located. So he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna give it to you or whatever if you spare my life. That's what she said. And then she's like, how do I, can I trust you or something like that? He was looking at her so intently that I'm like, okay, it's either his gaze was so intense and scary that she's like, I better not lie to this dude. And he's like, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I won't lie to you. Or his eyes has some kind of hypnotic ability or whatever that's making her unable to lie to him. One of those two things. She takes him to his family. The father was like, what have you done? You could see the shadows, his army, and everything. But then, once Jin was explained what the situation was, and he knew that he wasn't going to be able to fight against Jinwoo, like there's nothing he can do. And with Jinwoo having promised that he was going to take care of his daughter, he's like, okay, like there's nothing I can do, go. So she follows him around, and they're going through all the floors, and then they get to the 100th floor, and there goes Baran, and he just like summoned a whole bunch of people, and also summons his shadow army, and they're facing each other. And then the shadow army is gone, everybody's gone, and it's sort of like, at first it became sort of like a fight, a 3-on-1 fight, I believe, with Tusk. It was, I don't think it was Egress. I think it was Tusk. What's his name again? Iron, and him facing the Shadow Monarch. Baran? I may be wrong, but it slowly dwindled to just being him and then Baran. And he lost his weapons. Both of his hands was trying to keep Baran's hands sort of like away from him with his weapons and stuff. But then Baran like opened his mouth and was about to do his thing, and I'm like, he can dodge. And that's when Esil threw her weapon and sort of like distracted Baran for a little bit, and then that's where Jinwoo was able to defeat Baran, and then told Esil that now their family is sort of like the ruler of the world. Now, there was a moment where he was questioning Esil about who they were, asking, he wanted to know more about the system, right, that was governing them. And then he's like, because previously you had Tusk that was like, did he actually tell him that, or I think it was just an inner monologue when it came to Tusk, talking about like ever since he showed up in this world, he's been hearing this word that says kill humans. But with Barca did actually talk to Jinwoo about it, so he wanted to know more about what's going on. And then he was asking Iso, okay, have you been hearing a voice that tells you to kill humans? And he's like, not kill humans, but ever since I showed up here, I've been hearing a voice that tells me to protect this place or something or other like that. And then he's like, okay, when did this voice start? And she's like, ever since you showed up here. Okay, where did you show up from? And he's like, the demon realm. Okay, what was happening over there? And she's like, okay, we were about to face a war, something that was coming, that all of their demon kind or whatever in the demon realm had to rally together to face this threat. And then as she was saying that, she started glitching again, and then she couldn't say anything more about it. So are all, like, even with Barca, are they all demons? Like these magical beasts, are they all demons or whatever, coming from the demon realm? Or are they coming from different places? And who is this, or what is this uh force or whatever that they were gonna face? This war that was coming, who were they gonna face? And then they showed up here. How did they show up here? Like, a whole bunch of questions. There's a whole bunch of questions in my mind. So, but she wasn't able to give any more info about that. Now, the camera ant showed up, started eating people, and now they are rallying a new raid upon Jeju Island. They've contacted Japan. You know, when they were saying Japan, I'm like, are you not in Japan? Since I've been hearing them speak Japanese, it's like my mind was like, okay, they're Japanese. But then they're saying, let's contact Japan because they are also going to be implicated or something or other like that. I'm like, wait, aren't you Japanese? But then I remembered their names are Korean. So they must be from Korea. I'm like, okay. So they are teaming up with the Japanese. They brought in their largest guild there, and I think they said that the guild had 11 S rank members, like S rank hunters in the guild. And the leader of the guild, Goto, is like, okay, we've come up with a plan. Well, they've studied the ants, and they're like, okay, first of all, the ants only have like a year to live, and they are attracted to power. Like, people that are powerful, they go after toward that power. And so they're like, okay, we need to they're gonna use themselves as distraction for the ants, that the 10 out of the 11 S ranks were gonna use themselves, including Goto. They were gonna use themselves as distraction to face all the ants there. I think they said there were thousands. And then Korea and their hunters and their guild or whatever are gonna go after the queen, the ant queen, and kill her. So that's the plan. You know, like I said, this just reminds me of Hunter x Hunter. You have the Chimera ants over there. You have Chimera ants here. Over there, there's the queen that was gonna give birth to Meruan. And here too, you have the queen. So there's so many similarities between those two. But yeah, so that's currently the plan. I'm guessing this episode is gonna be them enacting on that plan. And also guessing that next episode, Jinwoo's gonna make the elixir and possibly wake up his mom. Hopefully, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is gonna be in the pinned comments. You can just click on it. You can watch it right now. You can also catch up with all my previous solo leveling reactions. There's a playlist in the pinned comment as well, so you can just click on it and you can watch it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cause I'm a champion. Cause I'm a fighter. So we go higher. We go so fire.